Here we are discussing the e-commerce applications, learning outcome 2, and the indicative contents are opportunities and benefits, threats, e-commerce strategies. So let us read again. The opportunities and benefits, impacts of e-commerce on organizations, global marketplace. Due to the use of e-commerce, you are getting the global marketplace. Its benefits of introducing e-commerce is the businesses goods will be available for customers worldwide. Not only the customers will be worldwide, but the increase of customers will also be achieved. You will get an increased number of the customers. If the customers are increased, the revenue will be increased as well. The business could expand if more customers buy their products. In addition to this, you get your business 24/7. It means you will get the 24 hours in a day. Your business is continuously running. So trading online means that there is no more staff required, and to run the online shop and transactions can be carried out at any time. No staffs are required to make sales, and all orders and transactions can be taken and acknowledged automatically. So two advantages: that you get a global market, you get a trading 24/7. Then relatively slow startup and running cost for the e-commerce based shop or business. You need a low startup and running cost. Setting up an online store does not have such high initial cost required compared to a traditional store. Obviously, setting up a traditional store involves buying or renting a place or location, purchasing stock, hiring staff, and paying for utility costs. Obviously, for your online business, you will not need that much cost. You can start with a very low budget and any number of items that you can start with. So that's also the good advantage. Fluid pricing. Online stores can also take the advantage of fluid pricing, which is increasing or decreasing price quickly depending on the circumstances. That's true that in the normal standard store, you will get the a kind of fixed prices all the time. But if it is the online store, then you can change, increase or decrease prices very easily. It is more difficult to increase or decrease prices quickly in the traditional stores. That is true. And while you can get the pricing according to your need, according to the stock, according to the demand very easily in the online store. Next is small and medium enterprise and e-commerce. E-commerce is considered to provide substantial benefit to businesses, including small and medium enterprises, largely by way of improving efficiencies and raising revenue. So mostly the e-commerce help the small and medium enterprises in order to improve the efficiencies and raising their revenues. It also offers the creation of opportunities for new businesses. So if you have the e-commerce, then the new opportunities will arise. The competitive nature of business requires that organizations, especially small and medium, they can develop and sustain any possible competitive advantage. They will have more advantages using e-commerce. Increasingly, this requires that tools of e-commerce not just enable the electronic transactions to occur, but also to transform the internal systems and help build relationship with the customers. So is it true? It really helps the businesses in order to increase the transactions as well as to enhance the normal systems. Is it true?
Yeah, totally true.
Okay. Towards a global marketplace, e-commerce ensures your business is always open for trade in global marketplace, helps to find out how it can benefit new and existing exporters. E-commerce is a system that enables buyers to reach, order and pay for goods and sometimes services online. On the e-commerce platform, now almost anything can be sold online. That's true. Identifying e-commerce threats. In simple words, you can say that using internet for unfair means with an intention of stealing, fraud, and security is a threat basically. Almost common security threats are phishing attacks, money thefts, data misuse, hacking, credit cards, frauds, and unprotected services. That's true that these type of threats we will be discussing in next slides. Inaccurate management is also a kind of threat. One of the main reasons to e-commerce threat is poor management. When security is not up to the mark, it can face very dangerous threats to the network and systems. Obviously, if the security measures regarding the internet, regarding the websites have not been taken very well, then you will be facing the problems. Also, the security threats occur when there are no proper budgets are allocated for the purchase of antiviruses software licenses. That's true. If you will not install the softwares, the proper authentication, the proper usage of kind of encryptions, your secure connections, then obviously you are compromising your business because of the inaccurate management. Price manipulation. Modern e-commerce systems often face a price manipulation problems. These systems are fully automated right from the first visit to the final payment gateway. Stealing is the most common intention of the price manipulation. It allows an intruder to slide or install a lower price into the URL and get away with all the data. So for example, if you are trying to sell something for a particular price, and then possibly the hackers can take the advantage and steal some important information from your transaction, and possibly they can steal a little amount and could provide you for example, the seller might be paid a less, maybe a few pennies might be paid less, and they could take a small amount and nobody would know that where did the money go. So that is also one of the problem, is called the price manipulation. Yeah. No-show spam. No-show spamming is the strategy in which spam is propagated over several domains and IP addresses to weaken reputation metrics and avoid filters. Now, one other threat, which is spamming basically. Spamming is a kind of when you try to send spams and like a kind of emails being threatened to the user. And for example, if you got an email that you have to you can change something, your account has been hacked, you need to change your password, and the spammers would be sending you a kind of email and from different sources, and you will not know that whether this is the actual email or not, and probably you would be spammed by the hackers. Now spam is something which is very common. Almost every one of us deal with a spam mail in your mailbox. The spam messages problem has never been actually solved, but now it is turning out to be not a serious, but it is considered as a general issue. The reason for this is very nature of the spamming message. Spam is something which is sent by one person, but unfortunately a new development is taking place in the cyber world. It is called a no-show spam. So the no-show spam is whoever is sending you the spamming of emails, then they send their emails from different sources, different IP locations, and they would not be filtered indeed. That how that the sender will not be traced. So you normally get your emails of spamming into your inbox. So spamming is also one kind of a threat that you normally get. through your emails, and regarding they send a fake email, fraudulent emails about your credentials, about your account. Sometimes they say, oh, you have been your account has been hacked, something like that, and you try to recover, and in the return what they do, they basically steal your passwords. Yeah, much common, isn't it?
Sorry?
The spamming, a kind of sending email spams, is nowadays common, and no more, security features. I mean, you can't do only the only email filters, sent it to the what should I say, to the junk mail, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember receiving hundreds of emails at work, spam.
Yeah. Malicious code threats. So malicious code threats, these code threats typically involve viruses, worms, and Trojaners. Viruses are normally external threats and can corrupt the files on the website if they find their way in an internal network. They can be very dangerous as they destroy the computer systems completely and damage the normal working of a computer. A virus always needs a host, as they cannot spread by themselves. So normally the strategy of the virus is that it needs to be in a computer, transferred to a computer, and they normally infect the computer is whenever they are being used. If you have used the particular files, and if you are trying to transfer the files, then they are being transferred. The next is the worms. The worms are very much different and are more serious than viruses. It places itself directly through the internet, so they come automatically, they run on the internet. It can infect millions of computers in a matter of just few hours. Computer worms are similar to viruses in that they replicate functional copies of themselves. And can cause the same type of damage. In contrast to viruses, which requires the spreading of infected host file, worms are standalone software and do not require the host program or human to propagate. So basically, the viruses are being transformed only when somebody accidentally copied some files into the computer and they affected, while worms, they don't need a human help or any program which could take them to any computer, but they can transfer, they can visit, they can enter into any system very easily. Next is the Trojan. A Trojan horse is a programming code which can perform restrictive functions. They normally attack your computer when you download something, so always check the source of the download file. So most of the time, if the people send you, most of the time you get the download your invoice and something like that, and by accidentally when we download, and what we do, we compromise our computer, and we are being hacked by the Trojan horse. So is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, fine. Now, risk assessment in e-commerce. E-commerce or e-business, why internet is now bringing fundamental changes to the way business is conducted. The continued evolution of the technology, the economics of internet, and the growth of e-commerce are significantly affecting the traditional business environment. E-commerce is changing the competitive market and making international trading viable for a much larger number of businesses, but risk is definitely involved. So let us see how the risk is involved. Obviously, if you are dealing everything on the internet, then then you need to consider the risk. The e-commerce business risk includes those arriving from the identity and the nature of relationship with e-commerce trading partners. So if you are dealing with any trading partners, then obviously the identity is a problem. The hackers or anybody who is being involved can cheat or can be cheated due to the identity problem that to whom we are dealing. Normally, if we are dealing anything into the real business, in face-to-face business, then obviously you will not have this problem. But online business will have an identity problem, so you cannot tackle this identity problem very easily. Next is the integrity of the transactions, the reliability of the transactions. Whatever the transactions you are doing online, then it needs to be reliable. That whether, for example, if you got a money from some order, then obviously you will not be sure the integrity of the funds can be a problem. The integrity of the clients can be a problem. The electronic processing of the transaction itself is a kind of risk that whatever the transactions you are receiving, it can have a problem. The system's reliability itself, the system can be crashed due to any reason, and there can be a risk. The privacy issues are also the problem. Probably you might not know that what's going on and something has been disclosed, or probably the privacy of the customers could be compromised, and returns of goods and product warranties is also the issue. Probably if you are in a store, then returning of the goods can be or is the responsibility of the customer. They can come to you and they can easily return for the goods, and warranties could be